Good afternoon. Please honor our gratitude.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the faculty and staff, I extend a special welcome to the families and friends of our students who join us to celebrate this milestone. On behalf of the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering, I want to congratulate our spring 2022 graduating class. I'm particularly proud of this graduating class who had to adapt to extraordinary circumstances and did it incredibly well, like all engineers. They faced the challenge of having to complete part of their studies remotely, but quickly pivoted to in-person activities that I may add with a lot of joy when the campus was open. Judging by the outstanding work that they all did on the senior design projects, I can only say Congratulations on your perseverance, resilience, and inspiring innovation and team spirit exhibited in these difficult times. You're awesome. The reputation of Phillips University of Pittsburgh and its sponsor school and our Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering will set you apart from others in your field. You're about to begin an incredible journey as you transition from students to alumni and take your first step into a career research position or even pause to decide what comes next. Graduation from college is a time of great joy and anticipation for both students and families too. The next few days will mark the end of years of study and individual sacrifices, but it will also culminate in a set of experiences that will live in your memories forever. Whether you're prepared to enter your profession or continue education, I hope upon reflection of your time spent here, you take away a sense of pride and achievement in yourself and in your department. As alumni, I hope you will continue to stay in touch with us and always be proud to be a graduate of the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering and part of the international family of Pitt engineers. Professor Stephen Sachs will now present the outstanding seniors for civil and environmental engineering.
With great pleasure today, I get to announce our spring 2022 civil engineering outstanding senior is Samuel Phillips. Woodford Leadership Scholars and one of 3 finalists for Swanson's George Washington Prize. Although this is his 4th year as a Pitt student, Sam has been a part of the department since 2017. When, as a high school student in the Investing Out program, he participated in a summer research experience with his lifelong advisor and mentor, Dr. Melissa Bell. As an undergraduate, he has developed his leadership skills within Pitt Excel and the National Society of Black Engineers. Until the end of the day, which is when the new NSP term cycle starts. Sam currently serves as the Region 2 program chair, where he plans regional and national programs, conferences, and events throughout the Mid-Atlantic and Southeastern sections. So Sam, it's a pleasure to present the Black Earth commemorating achievement. Program, our spring 22 environmental engineering outstanding senior is Melina Hudson. Melina, for the last 4 years, she spent here at Pitt. During her time here, she was a tenor sax player in the University of Pittsburgh Varsity Marching Band, a Pink Panther mentor for female admitted engineering students, and an engineering ambassador for the Wisconsin School of Engineering. She was also involved in the Pitt Society of Women Engineers, Pitt AUS Campus Rainworks project. Melina plans to continue her education at Pitt next fall, pursuing her master's degree in sustainable engineering through Pitt's Teacher program. After that, she plans to work for Greenman Peterson in Milford, Delaware, where she has been an intern since the summer of 2019. Melina is passionate about creating safe spaces for all individuals to be the most authentic versions of themselves and hopes to continue to create and foster those environments in her future. In her free time, Melina loves playing bass guitar and traveling, and she looks forward to a future filled with meaningful work balanced with these hobbies and time spent with family and friends. Melina, it's our pleasure to present you the plaque.
This year, our graduating cohort selected a faculty member to address the class, and I'm proud to announce that our graduates have chosen Dr. David Sanchez to do that. Dr. Sanchez is an assistant professor in the Civil and Biology Department and an associate director for the Mosquera Center for Sustainable Innovation. He serves as director for the John C. Mosquera Faculty Fellows, Global Engagement Grants, Masters in Sustainable Engineering, and undergraduate certificate in sustainability, and more. He's a faculty fellow for the Honor Scholars, has been recognized at the regional, national, and international level for his work in sustainability, engineering, and education. He has been awarded the highest honor for teaching at Pitt and currently is an officer for American Society of Engineering Education. At this time, I'd like to invite Dean James Martin, who is the U.S. Field Dean of Engineering and is also a member of our Department of Faculty in our department, to the podium for a special presentation.
So good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Wisconsin. So this is, I want to say congratulations. I want to say that, not just but I want to say, many of us, we were able to graduate students that were able to we celebrated your accomplishments here at the project. But we also celebrated all of our staff and all of these families and all the students and families. I want to say thank you. It takes all of us to get here. So let's give it. So I want to focus on Professor Sanchez as we present this award. I want to take the time to just give a couple of comments about what it is we do and why it's special to be engineering, civil engineering, higher education, whether we are a student, a learner, a practitioner, or just someone that has had an opportunity to understand the importance of civil engineering. Civil engineering is for all of and there's a reason why it's so important. That's our society. You look back at great societies such as Rome, they figured out very quickly that having great infrastructure, clean water, stable housing, and great transportation, those sort of things. First of all, we make it possible. Others in connections, not about the structures and the businesses, about the connections that we make. And that's so important to have that concept. And I look at that in terms of the way I look at what's important in life. And power is concept. If we're strong to ourselves, it's great way to live life. But what makes us powerful is when we are strong for ourselves and others around us. That's what engineering civil engineers allows us to do if we have the context. If we have the context. So I want to give a parable about giving the floor as it relates to Professor Sanchez. You might be familiar. I'm a student of history. In 1666, there was a great London fire. The minute the structures burned down, and one of them was St. Paul's Cathedral. And it was rebuilt. It started rebuilding. The rebuilding was in 1671. And the architect was Christopher Wren. And there's the parable of the bricklayer. Some of you might be familiar with the story. But the architect, Christopher Wren, approached three workers that were just starting on St. Paul's Cathedral. And he asked, "What are you guys doing?" The first worker replied, "I'm a bricklayer. I'm laying bricks. I need to feed my family." The second worker replied, I'm a builder. I'm building a wall for the structure. The third one replied, and the one that was most productive, I'm building a cathedral. That's what I'm doing. And that view, that context is that we're part of something that's bigger than ourselves, which means a great metric in life is to be able to understand not what we do right now for ourselves, but what we build that's going to stay on for others. And that's what teaching is about. That's what this profession of civil engineering is about. That's what all of you here have the opportunity to maintain that context for. And so being a teacher to inspire learning in higher education is the epitome of that. And so it's obvious that Professor Sanchez sees what he does reflected long past his time, and not just with himself, but the power that it has to transform so many others. We call that a total body of work, and we're privileged to have the ability to look at life that way. So the award includes, it's for teaching at the undergraduate and graduate level. The award includes a $3,000 grant intended to assist the awardee in further enhancing the instructor's teaching. And it's only given, it's the only award given school-wide that explicitly recognizes teaching excellence. So as noted in Professor Sanchez's nomination packet, his influence in teaching excellence is evidenced by the breadth and depth of the courses he's taught, his dedication to fulfilling Pitt's educational mission, and his impact on our students. As an educator, he wears different hats in Swanson School. He's always taught the first year engineering program. That's one of those formative years that are so important. He's taught the civil environmental engineering department, the sustainability program in the Sparrow Center for Sustainable Innovation, and more recently in our study abroad program. While Dr. Sanchez's tireless commitment to perfecting his teaching has yielded many examples of innovative teaching methods and unique assignments, it is simply an extension of him and his deep commitment to support students' personal and professional development, both inside and outside the classroom. One example is focused on Dr. Sanchez's personal commitment to the well-being of his students. The Lord knows over the last 2 years how important well-being is. I think we need to take care of ourselves a little bit more. So having surveyed hundreds of students personally and electronically, Dr. Sanchez felt that there needed to be more opportunities to assist students with their personal well-being. This past spring, Dr. Sanchez designed and created the Engineering Happiness Seminar. Dr. Sanchez posted it and been involved in the evenings, and many of you attended. Their written feedback about how it has positively influenced their lives and relationships has inspired them to host it this year. Finally, Dr. Sanchez is consistently refining his teaching approach and looking to include the best practices in all of his courses. This is evident in student comments and can also be seen from his participation in the EERC workshops with experts Matt Olin and Mike Prince. He's attended the National Effective Teaching Institute of Level 1 and Level 2, and he's an officer at both the section and national levels for the American Society of Engineering Education. He's an active member of our Departmental Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Access Committee. He received the 2015 Pitt Excel Award for Best Mentor and the 2016 College Award for Faculty Diversity. He is a community leader. I can go on for a long time. He's a community leader, a compassionate teacher, and intelligent researcher, but his best trait is his general care and appreciation for others. His life and vision for the world around us extends beyond the typical workday. He always has a smile. That's the way he always looks. And he's an excellent role model for our students and our faculty within the school. So it is with heartfelt congratulations on behalf of all of us in the Swanson School District, Sanchez, we present you with the Outstanding Educator Award.
Thank you very much, Dean Martin. I was not expecting that. It is absolutely wonderful to be with you today. Good afternoon and welcome families, friends, faculty, and staff, and of course you, the Civil and Environmental Engineering class of 2022. You look great in your fancy ensemble, or as a student recently tutored me, your graduation drip. Right? And what a great day. The weather is beautiful outside. The weather is warming. Everybody is happy. Many people have plans to celebrate. It's nice to finally see everybody smiles. Congratulations to you. It is a delight to be here to elevate and celebrate you. I thought about what I'd say to you today, and as I reflected, I concluded that it'd be the same thing I tell you 4 years ago or 10 years from now. It'd be about life's most important things. And so if you allow me to commence this last and brief lecture. First, I will tell you how you're shaping the world, and then I'll tell you a little bit about you. The civil and environmental engineering profession is responsible for designing the lifelines for cities and communities. Think about your morning routine and how you arrived here today. The infrastructure holding up our buildings, the water to bathe and drink, the roads to get you here, the bridge to traverse our rivers, pipes to remove waste, and poles to distribute electricity. These are all lifelines for our way of life in our communities. When our infrastructure is healthy, they reliably, but quietly serve us every day. But there is another way that you profoundly affect our world. Ways in which you design invisible but necessary lifelines. Who you are as a person and your relationships contribute and are necessary for our social fabric. Think about your relationships. Parents, siblings, friends, senior design teams, clubs, lab members, communities, fellow citizen, a new best friend. These are lifelines that enable us to communicate and collaborate, to partner, to be patient, to forgive and forgo, to form a community and to care. In engineering, you design multiple pieces to connect, right? Beams to connect girders, piles to footings, unit processes to each other, arterial roads to main ones, water mains to residential meters. The strength of these individual pieces are ultimately determined by the health of the overall infrastructure and the health of these connections. In society, it's the same way. You connect as persons. As a person, you create relationships, and the strength of you individually and your relationships with friends, families, teams, clubs, and organizations ultimately determine and govern the health of our society. In civil and environmental engineering, the question is whether or not the infrastructure will stand or collapse under the weight necessary for our buildings, our treatment plants, our retaining walls, our channels, our roads. But in civil society, the question is, will our relationships stand or collapse when encountering people who are different than us? And here is where the analogy diverges. Infrastructure ultimately depends on physics. Relationships depend on a person's choices. These choices are powerful. They affect the world in profound ways, and I think about them daily. For example, what choices lead to greed and corruption? Which ones lead to serving our neighbor with charity? What choices lead to finger pointing or yelling or demonizing another? Which ones lead to empathy, creating a space and finding a common ground? What choices lead a country to go to war? And what choices lead to reconciliation and forgiveness? The question arises in our minds collectively, but Dr. Sanchez, the world is so big and I'm only one person. How can my choice affect our public discourse, our industries, our communities? I respond to you, thank you for sharing, and let me elaborate on your specific individual influence and potential. Time magazine often has this issue of 100 most influential people, and each year it changes. If I were ever editor, I would write an issue to ask the reader to think about the 100 people you most influence, the 100 people you interact with. Think about these 100 people as your family and your friends. Now, these 100 people, everybody in your sphere and your family, affected 100 other people, and those affected another 100 other people. If that happened, starting with your 100, 3 other times, you change this country. If that happened 4 times, you would change this world and still have room for future generations. That is the power of your influence. Now, let me tell you something individually about you. There is no one in the history of civilization or in the future who will ever be like you. No one with your combination of talents and strengths, quirks, preferences, experiences, intuitions, hopes, and dreams. No one. You are infinitely unique. You are given your life, this time, this place, and those people in your life. Because you are unique, there are things in this world that if you do not do them, they will never happen. You are transformative, and 100 novelists can never describe your potential. So with that influence and power, the question is not, are you changing the world? The question, civil and environmental engineers, is what will the world become as a result of your individual choices and design? So where do we start? You're extraordinary, but you do not get here alone. To get to this level, there's at least someone, somewhere, who at some point helped. In small ways or big ways. Maybe they encourage you with words or love you with their actions. In a sense, you are part of their family or their 100 people. And in this attention economy, we are too distracted, too busy that we often don't get a chance to sit and reflect exactly on those people. So my gift to you, and where I'd say where we'd start, is to spend 2 minutes to close your eyes and think about them. I encourage all of you, including our faculty and those present, to think of all the people who loved and cared about you. Think about where you are, and think about what they must think of you to love you to where you are today. It's okay, I'll keep time. I truly mean this as an exercise. So go ahead and close your eyes, and I'll call you when the time is. You can go ahead and come to and open up your eyes. Start with them. Make sure you make a commitment to thank them, talk to them. Because what happens in our relationships will ripple across this region, this state, this country, and the world. You're extraordinarily good. You're worthy to be here. I'm very, very excited about what you will do. Thank you for allowing me to teach, allowing me to know you, allowing me to serve you. Congratulations, Civil and Environmental Engineering class of 2022. Godspeed and held a pit.
Thank you, Dr. Sanchez. Very inspired. A member of the graduating class has also been selected to deliver remarks based on achievements both in and out of the school. It is my pleasure to introduce Samuel Copeland, class representative for Civil and Environmental Engineering. Sam.
Sorry, I just got to enjoy this moment real quickly. All right, good afternoon, friends, family, graduates, faculty, and staff of the Civil and Environmental Engineering Department at the Swanson School of Engineering. Before I begin, I would like for all the engineering scholars to stand up and join me as we applaud and show our thanks to the department's administration, staff, and faculty for providing us our education, giving us advice and guidance, and most importantly, demonstrating what a world-class engineering department looks like. So will you all rise, please? As I stand here today, it still feels like yesterday when I stepped foot onto campus as an undergraduate engineering student. It still feels like yesterday when some of us lived in drippy dorms, Forbes Hall. It feels like yesterday when we were all able to proudly declare our civil and environmental engineering majors. It still feels like yesterday when we were able to play with wet concrete and soil samples in the sub-basement of London. It still feels like yesterday when we're in the middle of the pandemic, attending virtual class at 8, 9, 10 a.m. in our PJs. It still feels like yesterday when we were in our favorite book club, Hemingway's, reading some of our favorite books, such as Old Man and the Sea. It still feels like yesterday when we gave our poster presentations at the same time next day. Right now, it feels like we all remember our great undergraduate and graduate experiences. As we enter into our next phase of life, we are truly turning the next chapter of our book. Now for me, I'm the type of book reader that always try and look forward to see what's happening with my next favorite character. So although I'm not like Doctor Strange where I can kind of actually see into the future, although I'm not like Doctor Strange where I can see into the future, I'm sure that this class of inspiring engineers will be able to find success in immeasurable ways. With our success, we all need to use our friends, family, alumni, and most importantly, each other to ensure we all reach our brightest future. We all need each other. We all need all these engineers to build our better tomorrow. So, starting with our geotechnical engineers, I'm gonna call y'all the earthbenders. You guys are our foundation. So one joke made within Swanson is that our department plays with dirt and water. Well, for y'all, it's right. Although y'all definitely play with dirt, we all need you to continue playing with dirt so you enable us to start on our right path and keep our future safe. You all enable us to start every one of our dreams. So while I mentioned dirt engineers, you know who's all next, the water resource engineers, but let's call you the water vendors. So with full confidence, I know the water resource engineers would agree that the water is the most precious resource on this planet Earth. With that, the water we know and love is a fluid. You all remind us that as engineers, we must remain fluid throughout our journey. There may be times where we have to deviate from our original path, but regardless, we must stay ready to evolve and transform into a solid or gas, depending on our environment. Environmental engineers. Okay, real quick, y'all the homies. We as engineers must understand that the natural environment in the world around us. While we need to find life's constraints, you all remind us to not only reach those needs, understand those constraints, but to ensure that we don't compromise the needs of the future engineers in the future of the world. Transportation engineers. Okay, first, the road in front of my house is collapsing. Please fix that. Second, I-79. Why is that still under construction? Y'all need to do your work. Fix this transportation problem in Pittsburgh or wherever you go. I'm tired of the construction. I'm tired of the road work, and I'm tired of the traffic. But to go back to the earlier points, I know you all dictate the path and the pace that we wish we strive. So please fix these roads earlier rather than later, because life is a highway, and we want to ride it all night long. All right, structural engineers. All right, so I know the geotechnical, the earth vendors said they're the foundation, but I think when people talk so great about a building, it's because of us. We're the ones who turn our imaginations into reality. With each building requires a design, each of our lives require a thorough plan for our future depends on. Finally, and most importantly, we have the construction managers. If I learned anything throughout my senior design project, it was definitely the world needs more construction managers. You all bring our projects together. You guys are the next generation of leaders. Concrete cannot withstand stress if it's not properly mixed. It still feels like yesterday when I was meeting this class of scholars. It still feels like yesterday when we were all struggling through the pandemic together. It still feels like yesterday when we got to go to ASC general body meetings today. Today, it feels like we will be proud engineers who will protect the health, safety, and welfare of the public. Thank you.
Also, the comments about 79, they gotta fix it. So thanks, Sam, and congratulations on an impressive academic career so far, and I'm sure it's gonna inspire your future civil and environmental engineering career as you go forward. And I'm looking forward to hearing about many accomplishments from you in years to come. Now we'll begin a portion of the program where we give individual recognition to each of our graduating seniors. But before we do that, I would like to invite the faculty who are with us today to line up here so they can personally congratulate our graduates. So Professor Stevanovic, Professor Sanchez, Professor Brigham, Professor Sachs, Professor Kazanovic, Professor Vandenbush, Professor Eng, Professor Billick, and Professor Alavi. Now invite Isabel Lee and Matt Clementi, who are the class representatives, who will announce our graduates and their accomplishments.
Good afternoon. Nat and I have the privilege of announcing the spring 22 graduate names, and so we will begin.
We will start with those receiving their Doctor of Philosophy in Civil Engineering.
Suhaib Al-Shaib. Suhaib, during his time at Pitt, Suhaib worked as a teaching assistant for statics and taught CEE 1703 transportation engineering and published 16 journal and conference papers. He served as a research assistant on 2 projects funded by the Division of Transportation in Lake County, Illinois, and the U.S. Department of Energy, and was selected Research Assistant of the Year 2022 for CEE. Suhaib will join A&P Engineers as an ITS data analyst in May. He would like to thank his family, faculty, staff, and friends for their support.
Natalia Aquino de Carvalho. Natalia is excited and honored to receive her master's and PhD in environmental engineering from the University of Pittsburgh. She has authored or co-authored 6 published research papers and received the Outstanding TA Award from Pitt. Natalia thanks her advisors, Dr. Gilbertson and Dr. Bibby, the professors and the staff from Pitt, and the support of her friends and family.
Kaveh Berry. Kaveh's deepest gratitude goes out to his PhD advisor, Dr. Amir Alavi, whose constructive suggestions and guidance brought his work to a higher level. Thanks to his dearest friend and wife, Farzan, who has been patient and supportive over the years. We would also like to thank all of the friends and colleagues for their kind help and support, especially Ben, Kinder, Dorsa, and Gloria.
Nemanja Dobrota. Nemanja would like to thank all of the great people he met during his journey in the USA, which started back in Florida in 2017. Nemanja claims that he is the luckiest person in the world to have the greatest and the most supportive family. Nemanja would like to thank his girlfriend for being such a wonderful human and his biggest cheerleader.
Luyan Hu. Luyan is honored to graduate and receive her PhD. She would like to say thank you for the support of the department and her advisor, Hugh Lane. Luyan would like to thank all of her friends and family.
Yao Huang. Yao graduates with 3 high-level journal publications and is excited to continue her research with Los Alamos National Laboratory. Yao wants to express her great appreciation to her advisor, Dr. Andrew Bunger, for his complete trust and support. Yao wants to say thank you for the love and support of her parents and all her friends.
Hoda Jalali. Hoda earned the CE Outstanding Teaching Assistant Award in 2019. She was the recipient of the ASMT Research Fellow in 2019, and Hoda published several peer-reviewed journal articles.
Manuche Kazai. Manuche would like to express his sincere gratitude to his advisor, Dr. Carl Ng, for giving him the opportunity to pursue his PhD degree in her lab. His sincere thanks also goes to his thesis committee members, Dr. Haig, Dr. Wendell, and Dr. Billick. He would also like to say a special thank you to his wife, Azine, and his parents.
Joe Wan. Joe has conducted research work to develop resilient infrastructure systems by investigating climatic impacts on pavements. His research outcomes have resulted in multiple publications in journal papers, presentations at international conferences, and awards. He wants to say thank you for the support of his advisor, Dr. Kazanovich, and his wife, Gloria, family research group members, and friends.
Gloria Zhang. Gloria has conducted multidisciplinary research by integrating various technologies to develop advanced structural health monitoring systems. Her research outcomes have resulted in more than 20 publications in journals, book chapters, and conferences. She has received multiple awards, and Gloria would like to say thank you for the support of her advisor, Dr. Alavi, her husband, Jay, and her family and her friends.
We will now be announcing those receiving a Master's of Science in Civil Engineering. Mark C. Garger. Mark would like to thank his friends and family who have supported him along his academic journey. He is proud to have been a part of ASC at Pitt for more than 3 years. Mark would also like to thank Dr. Euler, through whose generosity he was able to continue at Pitt to pursue a master's degree.
Bethel Mokes. Bethel would like to say thank you for the encouragement and support of her family and friends, especially to her loving husband for believing in her.
Ananya Mukherjee. Ananya will receive her master's after only 1 year through an accelerated program. She would like to thank her parents for their love and support. She would also like to thank Dr. Khanna and Dr. Kassan for advising and encouraging her throughout her undergraduate and graduate careers. She would like to thank Dr. Gibbleton, Dr. Ng, and Dr. Haig for their mentorship and support through her undergraduate and graduate years.
Sarah Elizabeth Patel. Sarah completes her master's degree with a 3.9 GPA and plans to continue her studies in the PhD program at Pitt. Sarah has mentored 6 undergraduate classes so far in her academic career. Sarah would like to thank her family and Pittsburgh support system.
Isaiah Michael Spencer Williams. Isaiah would like to thank his family for their continued love and support throughout his studies. He would also like to thank his professors, mentors, and advisor for their continued efforts in helping him excel. Finally, Isaiah would like to thank his friends in engineering and the arts for being part of his educational journey.
We will now announce those receiving their Bachelor's of Science in Civil Engineering.
Paige Kennedy Arnold. Paige has completed her degree in civil engineering while being a cadet in Air Force ROTC at Pitt. She will be commissioning into the Air Force in May and will report to Joint Base Anacostia Boiling in Washington, D.C. as a civil engineering officer. Paige wants to say thank you for the support of her family and friends during her time as an engineering student at Pitt.
Jude Joseph Ashoff. Jude would like to thank his family for continuing to support him throughout his time at Pitt. Jude also wants to thank all of the professors he's had during the undergrad curriculum as they've helped him decide the field he wanted to pursue. Lastly, Jude would like to make a special thanks to Dr. Sachs, who has taught him and advised him for the majority of his time that he's spent here.
Oluwaseunlore Omensayo Awashika. Shaylo has served on the executive board for 3 organizations and completed a 3-rotation co-op with Turner Construction during her time at Pitt. She will be working at PwC as a management consultant in their Houston office after graduation. Shaylo would like to thank God, her family, and friends for supporting her and for helping her achieve this goal.
Hannah May Bache. Hannah is graduating as an alumni of the university's softball team. She is most proud of the time that she has spent as the team leader for Team Impact. After graduation, Hannah is heading to Washington, D.C. to work for Kiewit Corporation as a field engineer. Hannah would like to thank her family and her friends for their endless support these past 4 years.
Nicole Leanne Biono. After graduation, Nicole will be starting a full-time job in Pittsburgh as a project engineer at Bay SMB USA Construction. Nicole wants to say thank you for her family for all the support and encouragement over the past 4 years. She also wants to thank ASC and especially the Concrete Canoe team for not only making a canoe that floats, but for providing lifelong memories.
Kayla Angela Bushinowski. Kayla was an active member of ASCE and Steel Bridge and wants to thank her ASCE family for all the great memories. Kayla is excited to move to DC post-graduation and start her career with Friendly Construction. Kayla would like to thank all her friends and family for all their continued love and support.
Joseph William Sister. Joe would like to thank the university for giving him an opportunity to connect with others. He would also like to thank his professors for committing to his academic development. And most importantly, Joe would like to thank his family and friends for helping him grow into the man he is today.
Ram Chinaya. Ram would like to thank all of his friends and family for supporting and encouraging him throughout his college experience.
Alexander Charles Conme. Alex would like to thank his family for their support and flexibility through the twists and turns of the past couple of years. Alex thinks the real undergrad degree is the friends he made along the way through the climbing club, surveying team, co-ops, and everywhere in between.
Samuel J. Copeland. Samuel was a Mark A. Nordenberg Leadership Scholar and one of the George Washington Prize finalists. Sam would like to thank Dr. Billick for her continued support and guidance while taking him on as a high school and undergraduate researcher. Sam would like to thank his friends, family, Ms. Moore, and Mr. Wiley for all their support throughout his academic career.
Joseph Raleigh Costello. Joseph is excited to begin working with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers in their Pittsburgh district as an entry-level structural engineer. He would like to thank his family and friends for their support throughout his undergraduate career. Hail to Pitt.
Elizabeth K. Danzer. Elizabeth graduates with honors and can't wait to begin working full-time. Elizabeth wants to thank her family for their unconditional love and support throughout these past 4 years. She is grateful to have made lifelong friendships here at Pitt and wishes everyone the best of luck.
Megan M. Darnell. Megan was offered a position as an undergraduate pavements researcher in her final semester and will begin her master's thesis in the fall of 2022. She has taken several additional classes to earn the mathematics minor from the Dietrich School of Arts and Sciences. Megan would like to thank her friends, family, and all the faculty she has worked with over the years for encouraging her in her accomplishments.
Madeline Dunlap. Madeline graduates with a minor in architecture. Upon graduation, she will begin her career at Barber and Hoffman. Madeline would like to thank her family and friends for all their support.
Margaret Julia Gallagher. Maggie is graduating with a Bachelor's of Science in Civil Engineering cum laude with Dean's Honors and a minor in Industrial Engineering. Over her 4 years at Pitt, Maggie has spent her time as an engineering ambassador, Theta Tau E-board member, UPTV vice president, and ASCE member. Maggie thanks her family and friends for their constant support over her college career. Her parents, Don and Brian, raised a pretty amazing child.
Nicholas Robert Gismondi. Nick has been a member of Pitt ASC and competed on the concrete canoe team. Nick has owned his own landscaping business for 6 years and is graduating with a 3.5 GPA. He would like to thank his mom and dad, as well as the entire CEE department, for all the help along the way.
Aaron Lorenzo Griffin. After graduating, Aaron will move on to study computational mechanics at Carnegie Mellon with full sponsorship by GEM and Facebook. Aaron completed internships with Bowler American Bridge while also conducting research in Pitt's iSmart lab on 3D printed concrete structures. Aaron would like to thank Dr. Lavi and Dr. Sachs.
Kit Lang Natalie Ng. Natalie has worked part-time as a researcher and completed the co-op program to broaden her education experience. She has accepted the role of a highway designer and is excited to make a positive impact on the community. Natalie wants to thank Dr. Magalotti, whose guidance has reignited her interest in transportation and determination to complete the journey.
Elizabeth Bryce Jones. Elizabeth participated in ASC on the surveying and concrete canoe teams, as well as PIP program council and amateur radio. She worked all through college in the dining hall as a peer advisor, a cashier, an intern, and an AV technician. Elizabeth would like to thank her family and friends for their support these past 4 years and is excited for many more.
Joshua Michael Klein. Josh would like to thank his friends and family for all the support and good times during his time at Pitt. He successfully completed a co-op with AECOM and an internship with PennDOT. He helped compete in the R2W ASC competition with the concrete canoe team. As always, hail to Pitt.
Chase Kenneth McNulty. Chase has enjoyed all of his time here at Pitt, especially attending football and basketball games while meeting some of his best friends. During his time here, he has completed 3 internships with Hensel Phelps Construction, ultimately leading to him accepting a full-time position. He wants to thank his family and friends and would like to give a special thanks to his parents and girlfriend Haley for their continued support.
Shahar Menahem. Shahar is grateful for this amazing opportunity of studying and graduating in the United States. Shahar has competed 4 years representing Pitt Swim and Dive. She wants to thank her family and hopes they are not mad that she will stay in the US for another year.
Mary Grace Mooney. Mary Grace is working in construction management at Grunley in Washington, D.C. after graduation. She served for 2 years on the ASC board and competed in concrete canoe and the CAWP estimating competition. She wants to thank her family and friends for their continued love and support.
Mary Kelsey Murray. Kelsey balanced engineering coursework on top of acting and costuming for multiple theatrical productions here at Pitt. She is excited to start her job as a transportation engineer in Richmond, Virginia with Kimley Horn. She would not have gotten far without her family supporting her every step of the way. She could not ask for a better support system.
Sophia Bell Napolitano. Sophie will begin her career in ground improvement working with Menard USA upon graduating. She has loved her time at Pitt and being a part of ASC and the Women's Ultimate Frisbee team. She would like to thank her family and friends for all of their support throughout the past 4 years.
William James Neely. Jimmy's excited to move to Washington, D.C. to start his new job with Grunley Construction. He co-opted 4 co-op rotations with American Airlines and Ullman Schutte Construction. Jimmy wants to thank his family and friends for their support.
Pierce John O'Dowd. Pierce has been a cadet in Air Force ROTC through his time at Pitt and will be commissioning as a civil engineering officer in May. Following graduation, Pierce will continue to work for Independence Excavating, a local contractor whom he has co-opted with for 2 summers. Later this summer, Pierce will be reporting to Joint Base Andrews in Maryland to begin his service in the United States Air Force.
Nathan James Polk. Nathan is proud to have completed the co-op program here at Pitt and is excited to start his career as a project engineer with Mascaro Construction this summer. Nathan would like to thank his family and friends for their continued support in helping him achieve his goal of becoming a civil engineer. Nathan enjoyed his time as a member of the Pitt ASC Concrete Canoe team this year and would like to thank his classmates for a great experience.
Tara L. Ponitz. Tara was an active member of Pitt ASC, serving on the executive board as the webmaster and secretary. She would like to thank all of the friends she made through ASC for helping her get through classes and being the best support system. She would also like to thank her parents and family for always believing in her.
Mason Ridge Smetana. During his undergraduate career, Mason accumulated over 3 years of work experience through co-ops and internships with American Bridge Company. He is currently assisting multiple grad students with the development of a finite element program to analyze loading conditions on industrial floors. After his undergraduate education, Mason plans to continue his study at the University of Pittsburgh to obtain his PhD in civil engineering.
Cynthia Tanis. Cynthia is graduating with a degree in civil engineering. She spent the last 2 years working at co-ops and internships. She wants to say thank you to her loving family, boyfriend, and friends for all their love and support. Cynthia is looking forward to having a great career in engineering while maintaining a good work-life balance.
Kristen Harriet Vasilakis. Kristen has completed 3 internships and is excited to start full-time at HRG's Pittsburgh office in June. Kristen would like to thank her parents, sister, family, friends, mentors, and coworkers for their support as she has pursued her degree. She would also like to thank all of the Pitt professors and advisors that helped prepare her to begin her engineering career. Hail to Pitt.
Robert Sean Wildish. Rob is excited for his internship at Hewitt this summer before pursuing his master's in structural engineering in the fall. He had the privilege to be an undergraduate research assistant, a part of the ASC exec board, and a steel bridge team captain in his time here. Rob would like to thank his family for being so supportive the past 4 years.
Anna Spencer Wilson. Anna has enjoyed her time here at Pitt and is excited to begin her next chapter at Bowler Engineering in Pittsburgh. She's so grateful for the friends and amazing memories that she has made through her involvement with ASCE. She would like to thank her family and especially her mom for their support.
Gemma Genevieve Wilson. Gemma wants to thank SSOE for her education in engineering and also for recently adding cushions to all of her favorite napping benches in Bethlehem Hall. She worked as an undergrad researcher, earning minors in French and German, a green belt in judo, and completed a certificate in nuclear engineering. She would also like to thank her family, friends, and the Gavardian for continuing to challenge, love, and support her along the way.
Justin Zhao. Justin went to school as a full-time student while working at a land development company part-time. He contributed a significant amount of energy to the company and created a huge profit. Justin wants to say thank you to the tremendous support of his family, professors, colleagues, and amazing friends on his life and career.
Michael Paul Sikilofi. Mike would like to thank his family and friends for their constant support through his time in the civil engineering department. Mike is also very excited to share that he is on the dean's list for the second semester in a row. He would like to also acknowledge the many professors that helped guide him to become the best engineer he could be.
Bailey Renee Zinsick. Beyond academics, Bailey spent her time working multiple internships and part-time jobs, as well as being an active member in her sorority Tri Sigma. Bailey would like to thank her professors and classmates in the CE department for giving her the knowledge to succeed in all of her future endeavors. She would like to thank her mom, her grandparents, and her friends for the endless support and encouragement throughout the last 4 years.
We'll now read those receiving a Bachelor's of Science in Environmental Engineering. Logan Tanner Dyer. Logan was Vice President of the American Academy of Environmental Engineers and Scientists, a member of ASC, and captain of the environmental team. Logan participated in a study abroad program to Guam in 2021, focusing on engineering sustainable development in island nations. He would like to thank his family, professors, and friends, old and new, for their support and encouragement over the past 4 years.
Amy Fons. Amy graduates with a certificate in sustainability and is excited to move to her new job with Bethel Park. Amy would like to thank her friends and family for their continuous support throughout her college career.
Paul David Gillis. Paul wants to thank his parents and girlfriend for supporting him throughout his entire academic career. He is proud of the time and work he has put into getting his minor in economics. Paul is very proud of the work he and his team did for senior design, which won second place in the CE department.
Melina Nicole Hudson. Melina is excited to return to Pitt this fall to earn her master's degree in sustainable engineering through the EAGER program. After earning her master's, Melina intends to pursue a career as a design engineer with Greenman Peterson Inc. and at the Milford, Delaware office. She would like to thank Dr. Gilbertson, Dr. Casson, Dr. Sanchez, and Professor Lowline for their help and encouragement throughout her time at Pitt.
Benjamin Michael Jarmus. Ben would like to thank all of his friends and family for the support and memorable moments that were shared over the years. Ben is looking forward to spending a year abroad in Spain, where he will be teaching English to grade school students.
Kirsten M. Lipsky. Kirsten says thank you to her professors, Wheeler and Budney, for their colorful lectures and encouragement. Thank you to Carrie Benson and Michelle Welker for helping her make a difference. And thank you to her beautiful friends for keeping her mentally sound.
Jessica Elizabeth Scheller. Jessica is excited to work as an environmental engineer in remediation services. Jessica would like to thank her family for the support. Jessica will also be graduating with a minor in political science.
Katya Slozina. Katya would like to thank her family, boyfriend, friends, and professors for their support through the years. Katya is proud to be a member of the Student Civic Engagement Council and working at Makers Clubhouse, where she has fostered student learning for 4 years. Katya hopes to use her degree and knowledge she gained at Pitt to make a positive impact on the world and engage in sustainability work.
Thank you, Isabel and Nate. We, the faculty and staff in the department, would also like to acknowledge the family members and friends who have contributed to your success emotionally, financially, and spiritually. They certainly deserve your recognition and thanks. So I'd like to ask you to stand up one more time and turn towards your family and give them a round of applause for everything they've done for you. Thank you. You may be seated. After the university certifies you as graduates, you will become Pitt alumni. As you succeed in your professional life, I encourage you to maintain the bonds between you and your classmates and with your Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering through active participation in our many programs and events. We have a Civil Engineering Alumni Club, and we're the only department at the university that has its own alumni club. Very proud of it. Civil and environmental engineers build a human environment, so you're part of a proud millennia-long profession. As you build your own careers, you will find that civil and environmental engineers build the bridges, both physically and metaphorically, that help to improve the human conditions around the world. Our best wishes are extended to you, your families, and your friends as you change the world. Thank you to the people who have assisted in the arrangement for today. We thank them for their help in making this very special event, especially the CE staff, Cheryl and Alyssa. Thank you so much. At this time, we would like to serenade our graduates one last time. Faculty and audience, would you stand with me as we sing Sweet Caroline? We have to do unofficial versions because of copyright infringements, but I think it will do. After that, we'll have a group photos on the stairs out here, and I'd like you to join us for a little affair, gathering informal after this. Let me congratulate you one more time on your accomplishments. Wish you all the best in your professional life, and hail to Pitt.
Thank you all. Don't forget your. Thank you to the faculty, staff, friends, and family that are here. Our graduates are going to process out to take pictures, so you can just have a seat. It'll just be a few moments, and then we will have some nice goodies in the back to go. Yes.